All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
Take it easy.
Excuse me, did you happen to see where the missing scholars went?
You mean the village keepers? Oh, when I was eating dinner the other day, I saw one of them by the side of the road, muttering away and... anything else?
The scholars that have gone missing. Have you seen them?
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You look like a real fighter.
Don't change the
Right. You were asking about the mad scholars. I think it's been a few days since I last saw them, but honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past.
Do you also think Grandpa and the others are good people?
Grandpa? Oh, hello there. It's little Isak. You mean that... He was actually the one who protected my house. I saw it with my own eyes. He happened to be staying near my house that day and was... It still feels pretty surreal now that I think back on it. Did someone teach them how to... Well, whatever the case, I'll always be thankful to him and whoever taught him to look out for others. I'm pretty sure that if I ever went mad...
Gotcha! Thank you! Sir, have you seen my grandpa recently?
Oh, well, if it isn't Isak. Oh, the last time I saw him, he was spacing out by the road as usual. I went and asked him if he'd like any of the food I had prepared. And speaking of my wife, she stole...
Oh, thank you.
It was nothing. You're looking for him.
Yeah.
That's... I've known you since you were very young.
Wow, what a nice... Okay.
Huh? Don't say anything for now. Isak, let's head over there. Stay... Listen, see if you can make out...
Have you heard? The mighty Scarlet King, the sovereign of our faith.
Yes, of course I have. The Scarlet King is the one and only true ruler of this land. I've never believed in still. You say he's coming back, but it sure doesn't feel like life's about...
Haven't you noticed? The village has been getting more deranged scholars than ever. Delavar was saying that many people also went insane just before the fall of the Scarlet King's civilization in ancient times. We don't quite know why, but it seems like there's some sort of connection between insanity. Isn't it a sign of the Scarlet King's power that all the mad scholars have disappeared?
Huh. Now that you say it, that does make some sense.
Exactly. Those city folks will get what's coming to them.
Now, repeat everything you've just said from the very...
Huh?
Who are you?
My patience is running thin. You heard what I asked.
Yeah! Bro, this guy's something else.
Let's not get on his bad side, okay?
Oh, okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about the Scarlet King's resurrection.
Well, I only know a few things from hearsay. I went for a drink the other day and heard others talking about a rumor that the madman will disappear.
Hey,
It's true. It's all true, sir. We desert folk have had more than enough of those people at the academia. Would you want to live like this if you were in our place? The radicals were even more thrilled than me when they heard the news. We're all praying for the Scarlet King's speedy return. Delavar also said that once the Scarlet King returns to our side, it's only a matter of time before we conquer the—
Is that so?
seems like he still wants to know more. Keep talking.
Got it! At first, I told myself it was just the drink talking, but then all the mad scholars vanished without a trace. Please don't beat me up just for mentioning these rumors. If I'm guilty, then everyone else around here is also guilty.
The people here really like the Scarlet King, but dislike the Dendro Archon.
Where is this radical person you talked about?
I haven't run into him over the past few days, so he probably hasn't been around the—
No, not at all. We wouldn't dare lie to you. He's really not here.
Sounds like you're not too close with the rat.
No, of course.
I have many ways to stop you from talking. And many others to stop you from sending. So you'd best just stay home and hope I don't hear of you. Don't do anything until I've gotten to the bottom of this. Try some.
Yes, got it.
That scared Paimon half to death. Sino is pretty terrified. He didn't try to reassure us at all. It's like he's used to hearing that.
I heard that.
Sorry.
It's part of being a Matra. The rumor we heard just now seems like a strong lead. But we need to check a few more places. Very well.
Isak!
I'm here.
Where's your grandpa's house?
Well, I can take you there.
Join the Aramites. Embrace.
Grandpa? Oh, he likes to be alone. Sometimes he stares at the sky in a daze, and other times he just pokes at the ground with his fingers. Every now and then, he yells out at the top of his lungs, so a lot of people are really scared of him. But he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear, he's just like my real grandpa. Well, this is where Grandpa usually...
There sure isn't much here.
No.
Incense? Please don't say it's the same one as before. But are you okay? Are you getting dizzy? Or
There's a scent that you can sense, but I can't.
a certain traveler here once passed out from that smell. Thankfully, Tainari saved the day.
So, you know
Huh? You know him too?
Yes. Now that I can't...
Wait, surely Tainari didn't let...
No. No need. Did you first encounter this scent at Tainari's house? In the forest. From a scholar.
Take it easy.
Here it is. Take a look right here. Although the traces have been completely from the size and shape, they belong to an adult. The scent is quite faint, but still
But who would come look?
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away with the incense.
Huh? So you can lure someone away with just a scent? Hey! What's wrong with liking good food? Everyone's got something they love in life.
Exactly. Most scholars are fond of incense, since the smell supposedly helps them clear their minds and discover new knowledge. Even deep within the clutches of madness, they still yearn for their knowledge.
No.
So, someone's taking advantage of their weakness? Huh. Are the rumors really true? Could the disappearance of all the mad...
It's highly likely.
Please, you have to save my grandpa. Grandpa's...
Sounds like we'd better help get him back. Don't you worry, Isak. We won't let who...
Let's head to Aru Village and inform Candace and...
Right. The darker fabric definitely looks a lot better. That'd be my choice, too.
We're back, Candace! We've got a lot to tell you.
Ah, welcome back.
Oh, Dia's here too!
You bet. So, everything goes smoothly?
Reasonably.
Alhaitham didn't go...
We haven't seen him at all.
Huh. I saw him around the village entrance earlier and figured he was investigating with you.
Did you find out anything useful? I see. So someone used a kind of incense to leave the...
The resurrection of the Scarlet King? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it, but as you can see, there aren't many scholars still studying around these parts. No seller would be able to make a profit, not to mention making incense is a labor-intensive process. You won't see anybody in the desert with the patience to make or sell some. It seems someone from beyond the wall must have been supporting this.
Makes sense.
So what should we do then?
If it was any other day, that would be your next logical step. But today, you've got me on your team. So you get an extra tip. Didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern? Well, I also like to drink at the tavern.
If Paimon remembers correctly...
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Engur, These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in the Scarlet King. Way they see it, the Scarlet King's resurrection is... Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life here in the desert. Anyway...
Tia! You're amazing! You really...
No merc can afford to slack off on gathering intelligence. Every mora I've spent in the tavern has been a valuable investment.
Let's head out.
Now hold on, you're staying right here, Sino.
Why?
Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sore thumb. I'd bet word the desert is unforgiving, so the way of life here is also a lot tougher than on the outside of the wall. Compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting skills to speak of. But that all... I need to go around and ask some questions. But it'll be difficult if you're with me. Good. Then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebat with me, and we'll try our best to figure out where the mad scholars have been taken. Sign up.
All right! Sounds like a plan!
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Samiel. How can a wall
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walk. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really block sandstorms? It was only after I grew up that I realized the wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sand. Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. To them, us desert dwellers are nothing. We're cheap labor, like livestock, but even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The geniuses like Sataria are 1 in a million. The other children never get a single chance to try and rewrite their fate. I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Hey, Dia.
No, not at all. Besides, we're here to procure
Yep, we gotta catch those.
Shh. Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful what you say. Our mission started the moment we arrived here. Let's go check out the tavern. Maybe we'll find someone I... Just our luck. None of them are here today.
You mean, you don't see anyone you...
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence. You're here...
Zaki. Finally.
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land? Hello. I'm Zaki. Dia's...
We've had drinks together a few times. You could say we go back a ways. Anyway, as far as my friends here, they aren't too shabby, are they? You rarely see any Outlanders so friendly and respectful.
Absolutely. Much better than those people on the other side of the wall.
Yeah. Have you seen Enger, Delavar, or Jabari recently?
Of course I have. Matter of fact, we were...
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar and his friends might be interested. Know where I could find him?
Ah, how thoughtful of you. Then I assume you also know that...
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family. If there's more to be made, why not do it together?
Yes, how considerate of you. Delavar's my friend too, so...
Take it easy.
Are we there yet?
Yep, this...
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on, a wild stab in the dark. You're like lambs to the slaughter.
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru village? The boys have kept a close eye on you from the moment. Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people from the academia to look for the missing scholars.
So, you've been watching us from the very beginning?
Uh-oh. Paimon knew leaving Sino behind was a...
And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't you? Who do you think you are? You really thought we'd...
So you and Delavar have been part...
Dia, I guess it's only natural for a traveling mercenary like you to be out of the loop. Those of us who hang... But you got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru. There's nothing more we'd like.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't miss a second of it.
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samiel would have convinced me that you're one of us.
Delavar. And Engar, you're here too, huh?
Long time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known the traitors are what us followers of the Scarlet...
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand that the Scarlet King is greater than the Dendro Archon.
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity. Adopting radical views and kidnapping innocent scholars.
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faithless scum.
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with whoever's paying me. As long as there's a profit to be made.
Enough talking! Get him!
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Think you can get away?
Quietly now.
There is no escape!
Let's play! Time for takeoff.
Things are about to get dicey.
Torn to oblivion! Shine down!
Impossible! How could you?
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it? It's only natural for a traveling... I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? I mean, that is what I said, and of course you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a mercenary. Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one doing all the real fighting. That so-called Flame Mane is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. She just uses her connections to gain the trust of others. That's what you thought, right?
Ugh. You lied in the village.
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were so smart. Okay, that should be all of them.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in Aruville?
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a couple
Oh, but instead of catching them right away...
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we want to get the real catch, we have to be patient.
Oh, you mean the funny name she meant?
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Engar and Delavar like to... Alcohol has a way of making people...
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar. That's what you wanted to ask when...
Wait, so he...
No, he...
Wow.
Ah, you're too...
So... About how mercenary...
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Dia, do you dislike...
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way a god would... I've begun to realize that the sages are behind everything that's happened recently. But I see through it all. And unlike them, I can never be...
Dia...
Anyway, looks like we're done with business here. Traveler, lend me a hand. This should be all of them. I'll let you take it from here.
All right. I'll be in touch.
Candace, do you need...
Candace will be okay on her own. She's been guarding Aru Village for quite some time now. If anyone is
While I'm questioning them, why don't you pass some time by exploring the area?
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler. As for these,
You heard the question. Now You heard the question. Now answer me.
remains constant over the centuries. But human life...
You heard the question!
Hey, Dia!
Right on time.
Paimon's been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well.
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person. Even though she's an extremely strong warrior, she never misuses her powers against others.
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists say, never take the fight.
Yep, I guess you can put it that way. It takes strong convictions to be as dedicated as she is. Us mercs, on the other hand, we pretty much live.
Well, Paimon thinks you're great too.
Really?
Oh, Cyno's...
Yes. I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation techniques.
Oh, you mean you taught Cam...
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Come on, let's go inside.
There is no escape!
Candace, where... Whoa, you look furious.
Do I? Huh. What gave it away?
Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still show itself at the corners of your mouth.
Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's perfectly understandable why I'm angry. I'm sure everyone present would agree.
Yes! Please, don't beat us anymore. We're gonna...
Well, looks like Cyno taught her well.
You fear death yourselves. Yet you do not have... The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the Village Keepers. They are vital members of our community. You come here, to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than stepping stones towards your...
Mercy!
You've made your bed.
We may both be desert dwellers, but there is one thing that I understand better than you. The people of Aru Village care little about which god is in power. A war would only cause us to lose all that we have.
We understand. I'll tell you everything I know, please, just...
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Someone was spreading rumors in the tavern. That's how we ended up hearing about the... Some mystery man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice to usher in the Scarlet King's resurrection. They give their life.
They're called Village Keepers. Slip up again.
Yes, sorry. It was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread word about the Scarlet King's resurrection and talked us into helping him. In return, he said he'll help facilitate the resurrection.
That's one.
Huh? One what?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then, you...
Wait, I'm telling the truth. He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. Then the mystery guy takes them from there. You gotta believe me, please. I'm telling the truth, I swear. Just ask them if you don't...
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not that guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face.
I believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu? What?
Smooth.
Okay, speak.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man... Some time ago, people from the academia attempted to... It strikes me now that this secretive
Which means it's highly likely that the academia was purposely spreading a false rumor to trick the radicals into delivering the They were the ones who brought them here to begin with. Now they're...
Not the academia again.
Just as I thought, but what could they want with the village keepers?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. At changing their plans like... Regardless, our top priority...
You're right. Isak is still waiting for news on...
Time to go. Let's leave the village and try to
Yes.
You got it. Candace, I'll let you deal with the...
All right.
Let's meet back here once... Let's get some food in us and then we'll... Whoa! Where did you come from?
Well, as you can see, I am merely...
You were gone for ages! And now you're suddenly sitting here musing to yourself? Hey, what's with the silence?
You never think things through before asking questions. I'm giving you some time to make up for that.
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname! Never mind! Paimon's... There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy! It makes it so hard!
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. So clearly, I stayed in the Anyway, you plan to leave Aru Village and keep searching for the truth.
Yep. We're not gonna find out anything more by staying here. Enough with the silent treatment!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
All Hatham. You haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru Village. Bold of you to question.
Yeah, you're all talk!
While you were investigating, I had my own...
Really?
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation to inform you. Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some important information that you...
Huh? Right here?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But, before that, you need to understand where she's coming from.
What is that?
How do you think the residents of Aru Village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word the villagers...
You mean, some of them...
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate to lying. Remember what Candace said? Most people in Aru Village don't necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru. By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you without good reason. That's why I'm glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was consciously keeping you out of the loop. In fact, she's been observing your every move since you arrived. The reason being, to someone who only wants to live their life in peace, any external...
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You look like a real fighter.
Don't change.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's authority and strength.
Right. You were asking about the the mad scholars.
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are Scarlet King fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the radical...
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early.
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in anything.
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru Village at night. In other words, the young miss was... By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself. As for why she might be so wary...
I'll pass on this one. You said that she is afraid of me. If so...
We're on it!
Miss Shawnee, as we discussed earlier...
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware of where you stand, but...
Huh? What do you mean?
Go ahead and talk to her. You'll get the answers you want. Go on.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you Traveler? Hi, Traveler. I want to ask you, do you think the resurrection of the Scarlet King can truly change Sumeru for the better? Why's that? That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. That's why I'm willing to talk to you. Before, Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
Yeah! We came here from another nation, so it isn't wrong of you to be weary. But even so, we've met lots of people from different places, and we have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them. That's why we decided to...
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest, I didn't expect you to come back for more information.
Alhaitham told us you have your reasons. It's okay. We understand.
The fact is that only one side of my family is desert folk. I don't really fit in anywhere in Sumeru. Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in the Scarlet King. I don't belong to either.
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they despise traitors. Do they just think that anyone who's different...
Yeah. Some people can be so narrow-minded when it comes to bloodline and beliefs. It makes no difference. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see anything. And then it happened. The village keepers who had helped me disappeared with no explanation, and I didn't dare breathe a word about it to anyone.
You can tell them. I'm sure he'll keep your secret.
All right. I'll tell you what I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Sometimes, I hear perhaps. I'm not sure. It's faint, but it's definitely this. It used to be louder and more frequent. But ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't seem to happen as often. And when it does,
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a good ear, and he's heard similar sounds at night. But, because we're in the middle of a desert, he would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
There's really nothing around these parts, except for an old hospital not far from the village.
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned for years.
Yeah, let's go!
Take it easy.
Yahoo!
Busted.
Think you can get away?
Ooh, is this the place? It's in terrible shape. Ah, monsters, watch out!
take off.
Take it easy. Here comes the catch.
Now you shall perish! Illusion shattered!
Gotcha.
There is no escape!
Quietly now.
Think you can get away?
Barbados, guide us!
Things are about to get tight.
Torn to oblivion!
They were easier to deal with than Paimon had expected. Super strong bandits? Or monsters taller than... He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one. Let's go in and take a... Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then. I'm taking a break.
And just like that, he sits down. Wait, he even brought a book. What are you reading? Let Paimon see!
Okay, sure.
The natural position, which is the positional propensity.
So, you got that?
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya! How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey, what good is that gonna do for you? You're acting like one of those annoying grown-ups who go around nagging people to focus on... Hey, what gives? Shouldn't you be the one providing for Paimon? Oh, right. Okay, then. Thank you for working so hard and earning so much more. If it weren't for you, Paimon would probably still be floating around in the... Thank you. Paimon's getting so sleepy. Huh? What was that sound?
There it is. It's coming from that direction.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below.
But there's...
Something is off about the interior here. As I thought.
Wow. It's like they tucked another hospital in... Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms around here.
That's close enough.
Now you shall perish! Shine down!
Where do you think you're...
Busted.
wasted.
Everything's ready. Let's go!
Time for takeoff.
Game's up, fun zone. There is no escape. Ha! Inazuma shines eternal.
Here we go. Think you can get away?
Illusion shattered. Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey. Shine down. Now you shall perish.
Time for takeoff.
Illusion shattered. Ready for anything.
Look! There's someone over there! Good idea. Let's approach him.
Wait. You're...
He can't speak, and his eyes are unfocused. Also, why is he the only one?
Didn't expect to see him here.
You know.
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the Academia.
He's a scholar too? Is he the kind—
No. And Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavada life. Leaving that question aside for the moment, him being here alone looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a—
loaded with—
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry. The symptoms are identical. Looks like—
Huh?
Allow me to jog your memory. Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Oh, now that you mention—
Correct. The academias, it isn't difficult to deduce their rationale. First, these rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based as well as being able to exploit the radicals for their own ends. This scheme has one further advantage to the academia. Life for the desert dwellers has been brutal ever since the Scarlet King's death all those years ago. Many would give everything they have for the prospect of something better. Even if complications arise, people will see that those involved are all followers of the Scarlet King, and look for no further explanation than differences of belief. A deep-seated mistrust of the desert and everyone in it by the rest of the notion of an academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds. It may seem like a simple strategy, but—
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's in line with the village chief, but there's still one very—
Throughout this process, one thing has changed. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, an exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing person, that is brought into question. If you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened to them. That makes—
resource? For—
One possibility is that the information in their brains could be extracted into knowledge capsule.
extracted? You mean—
With the technology of the Sumeru Academia, perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is why they cry out in the dead of night when no one is watching them.
So, the human brain— Nope, nah,
I'm the Academia scribe, after all. I'm familiar. Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of a divine knowledge capsule were extra— Or perhaps, his curiosity got— The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is their entire life's pursuit. However, I can't help but wonder— The Academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden knowledge. But what is— I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the divine knowledge capsule, but to no avail.
You mean you're not even—
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge. But I'm not particularly interested. Extracting information from people as if they were lifeless objects? If this is the direction—
Sounds like you're really against all this.
Of course. The Academia's action, whether it be academics or knowledge, everything has its bound. This matter needs to be corrected.
Wait, didn't you step in to help because you felt sympathy for those poor—
Not to be callous, but no. There is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and the same can be said for the rest of Tibet.
Probably not. Paimon's not—
You can say that. Simply put, I don't blindly place my faith into strength. The divine knowledge capsule is something I want to investigate in full. That doesn't mean I'm willing to—
Paimon's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of—
Though I must say, uniqueness is also an asset.
Wow, that's a great way to think about it. Paimon's—
I'm just a more likable person than her. He won't last long if we leave him here. Let's take him with us. We'll work out our next step after we return to Aru.
We're back!
You must be tired.
What's the situation?
Hmm?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather. Nevertheless...
So, at one point in time,
Yep, pretty much!
their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru village. Yet, they fled.
We may have a mole in our midst. One of us could be secretly revealing our...
Huh? Are our friendships that shallow?
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the issue. Sino, you're the reason why they can predict our movements.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next words, Fairy.
It is simply a logical inference.
So what you're saying is... interesting. And here I thought you were the most suspicious one, Alhaith.
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any of us.
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Mahamatra? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Before you can take action against someone, you are required to have all the facts available, including the less than safe. Simply put, the academia has traditionally allowed you access to a wealth of sensitive information. Knowing their modus operandi, if you want to raise a vicious wolf, you need to make sure that you can avoid its bite.
The academia is monitoring me?
It's not that simple. The academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have every so often comes on Yagarbaha Day. On this day, the academia enters new information into the Akasha through knowledge capsules. I remember seeing a thick notebook next to the control panel once. Its contents were all about the General Mahamatra, his activities throughout the day, preferred methods of...
You're saying that the academia entered my information in... But what's the point in doing that?
The Akasha is capable of computation. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you would depart, the route you would follow.
It predicted my every move.
The academia has been watching you longer than you think.
So that's how it is. Sino adheres to his principles so strong. Tenacity of will and steadfast faith are worthless to the academia. They need scholars who are easily pliable and mindlessly go after... Sino, don't take it to heart. This just proves how much of a...
They escaped because of me.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to guess where they went.
Whoa, you bounced back.
There is always an opportunity for safe.
Oh, so that's how it is! If the Academia is trying to avoid Sino... Yep, that's...
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going. I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys! After him!
Please, wait! I want to go too.
You want to go?
I want to find Grandpa. I promise.
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Yay! Let's go! Remember to pack some food with you. Paimon feels like we're missing...
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand.
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work. Okay. So...
These are likely fragments of an Academia-developed device, something akin to a headset. Looks like there were more than one village keeper. They must have been escorted this way, because there are Let's split up and search the area.
Is this what we're searching for?
This is definitely a device used to extract divine knowledge.
How did it end up buried in the sand? That can't have been part of the plan. They must have been attacked along the way.
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're okay.
Don't worry, your grandpa's gonna be...
Razak didn't display any signs of starvation or...
We should be able to catch up.
One more thing. Given that the device had been intact, I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
Ugh, but running on sand is so tiring!
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Ugh, of course it is!
Voices, over there. It sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears!
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do.
I knew it.
Tia? Why would you? Tia!
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa?
Well...
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru village?
So, this is the great general... Dear, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew. Seen for yourself. I have the means and methods, and my ideals are far more admirable.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all people...
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing could deter us from the grand mission of resurrecting the...
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone.
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of the Scarlet King.
It's not too late yet. The village Mad scholars aren't gonna bring the Scarlet King back to life.
You don't understand, my dear lady. Pursuing our faith is our...
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up disbanding the Eremites, you're...
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. With these scholars in our custody...
Ridiculous. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men. They're also against the academia, but neither of them are as...
They look more like pawns of the academia to me. Filthy traitors. Your god abandoned all honor and betrayed the Scarlet King. We desert dwellers...
It's impossible to communicate with someone so hot. Perhaps we should.
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the academia? These people have no value as bargaining chips. But I could be persuaded to take their place as your next... These scholars were exiled from the academia. I, on the other hand, am...
Wait, you can't be serious.
So...
Precisely. Any wise...
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
Well, that would be bad luck for me. However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars. Perhaps even find out... I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm using this as a means of joining forces against the academia.
You are the scribe.
What? Not all desert dwellers believe in the Scarlet King, and the same applies to the academia. Why must all knowledge seekers approve of the academia's way?
You academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing but a hypocrite, just like everyone else on the other...
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said?
I never make empty promises.
You know you're making a dangerous decision.
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the
We've known each other for years. Of course
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm. Come on, Raman, don't be a coward. If you're serious about taking on the academia, you need to steel yourself.
An arm from the Flame Mane. But what if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs.
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my friends that we'd bring back the village keepers together.
Let's do it right here, then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him! He's not even trying to negotiate!
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Raman, I'm holding up my...
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to go this far.
That's not for you.
Do it!
Dia! Run!
Stop!
What's wrong? Can't do—
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off my... You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave.
Phew. I was really counting on him not going through with it.
Dia! That was crazy! Have you all lost your—
Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm. Okay, I'm sorry. But sometimes when you're out on a limb, you gotta double down to seal the deal.
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of... If it came down to it, you would not lose to them either.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more than me and them. There's a lot more where they came from. Even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals, there are others out there.
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put and—
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find your grandpa, so—
Whatever it takes? You just might be scholar material.
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic. Perhaps a little mad.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's get moving.
You're all here so early.
Looks like we have everyone here. Isak, are you sure you want to come with us?
I'll watch from a safe distance.
Okay, let's—
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that you were quite reckless yesterday. No more of that.
Fine.
Quietly now. Take it easy. Hup. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Gotcha.
Brace yourselves. Think you can get away?
Here comes the catch. There is no escape. Inazuma shines eternal. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Huh. They got here before us.
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept by 5 minutes and held everyone up?
Is everything ready?
Absolutely. You brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him over.
Grandpa! Why is there only one of...
Raman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word.
It's a one-for-one exchange. Sounds fair. And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro Archon's people is...
You stay right there!
What do you think you're doing?
Grandpa!
Don't you see this blade here?
You coward! Why are your hands shaking?
Wait a second! It's a earthquake!
Grandpa! Paimon's dizzy.
This day's going just...
The sand dune collapsed. I saw an energy field. The village keeper protected it. Glowed green with dendro. Just like you said, it may well have been the Dendro Archon.
Grandpa? Grandpa?
Hey, look.
There used to be a...
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, it exposed the symbols on the gate belonged to the Scarlet King's civilization. This structure it could have been an underground palace.
Oh, a miracle. Praise the Scarlet King!
What's he doing here? And his...
They must have fallen down here with us. Pretty lucky if you ask me. Most of them seem in really bad shape. Except for him.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict. Our exalted lord has shown us the way.
As it happens, I want to take...
What are you doing?
Don't you think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanali's power protects us from harm, and the next, two major deities are vying to showcase their power to us. It would be a shame.
Paimon thought you weren't interested in God.
Indeed. In my view, gods are just a higher form of living being. Or creature, you could say. New discoveries are always worth investigating, whether they have anything to do...
Raman, what are you gonna do about your men?
I'll just let them lay here. The Scarlet King will take care of his people.
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension.
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Rama.
Huh?
Are you mocking me? Interpret it however you want. But there's something I'd like to draw your attention to. While this structure is clearly left over from the Scarlet King's civilization...
Whatever you say. It's not like I have a
There's nothing to be angry about. Think of this as an academic journey.
It does seem kinda strange. If that's true, then we might have to explore this whole area to find an explanation.
Take it easy.
Time for takeoff.
Illusion shattered!
Let's play! Think you can get away?
Things are about to get dicey. Now you shall perish! Shine down!
Yahoo! Ha! Hoo!
Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Brace yourselves. Yeah, time for takeoff.
Busted! Illusion shattered! Ha!
Here we go. Think you can get away?
Game's up. Fun's over. Inazuma shines eternal. Shine down.
Brace yourselves. Time for takeoff.
Quietly now. Things are about to get dicey.
Illusion shattered! Ha! Torn to oblivion! There is no escape! Illusion shattered!
That's a sight to see. The Scarlet King's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of the Scarlet King.
It's getting brighter! Oh, it looks so beautiful!
Wait. What's that?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among them.
These are
They left something behind.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people.
You can read Ancient Scarlet King?
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before they graduate.
He's not...
There's still something off about this place. The elemental energy here, the scent of life. Is it trying to tell us?
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletal remains. Excellent. There's a device from the Scarlet King's civilization in this gravesite. I'll transmit the information over and project it for everyone to see.
Isn't sharing knowledge against the academia?
Yes. However, under the circumstances, you'll understand after watching it.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. The Scarlet King brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping the Scarlet King to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
What was that?
The priest's memories.
No!
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
But this doesn't make any sense.
Was that the former...
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you to doubt the Scarlet King's technology. You've just witnessed his priest's last...
I've never heard about the surviving followers of the Scarlet King all gathered in Aru village. Our god did not make mistakes. The Scarlet King's death, the all but total annihilation of our civilization, we saw her as nothing more than a traitor who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, how could I ever begin to accept this? The truth is so far from what I've always known. Am I really supposed to believe...
Raman, that's enough. Give it a rest. You're starting to make a fool.
My Eremites and I. What are we even fighting for?
Hey.
I'll live. Thanks. I should probably go. Can't just stay here forever.
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. But please, give me some time.
It's not gonna be easy.
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with.
When would be a good time for us to...
Tomorrow. I'll convince everyone that we're all on the same side. And I'll return every last one of your mad...
You seem to finally understand that our...
Yes. The gods never gave up on anyone.
That must have been rough. But he seems to have figured things out now.
Ramon's no fool. Being the leader of your own faction in the desert is no... It's too bad he was held back by his belief in the Scarlet King. But now that that's changed, I guess we have a few more people on our side.
The outcome, at least, is favorable.
We should get going too. Let's head back, have a proper meal, and a night...
Hmm.
We're leaving!
Stop,
Here we go. Wouldn't gliding be fast?
Time to go to work.
You are not welcome here.
Brace yourself. Think you can get away? Gotcha. Here comes the catch.
Inazuma shines eternal!
Wind, hear me.
Raman, we're here.
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village keepers back to Aru Village.
I guess all I can say now is...
Don't mention it. I think we can both agree, but we share a common cause now.
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell. No one can help you now.
We've been all over the desert trying to find you!
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No, no! Make it quick, please! Swift and painful.
Whoa. The moment they set eyes on Sino, they turned...
You should have known that I would be coming for you.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's no way we could have done all...
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us limb from limb.
I could.
Please have mercy.
Start talking. Otherwise...
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently.
They, wanted to...
Don't play dumb. You know what They extract divine canned knowledge.
I don't...
Well, you better start talking or you'll be sorry!
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Huh?
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything.
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating a new god. A god that will belong to them. And it may seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving, but ever since the death of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, the withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was still with us.
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the Doctor. He brought a gnosis and said he wanted to borrow the Academia's research facilities. The Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said those words, everyone's expression changed. He asked them, do you wish to create a god?
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of academia looks like.
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was based on an exquisite... After that, they harvested dreams via the Zeb-Zerus Festival Samsara, maximizing the Akasha's output. With the Doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency, they were able to use it to extract the power from the Gnosis. And next, they decided that their new god needed to possess divine wisdom. For that to happen, they needed a huge quantity.
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of divine origin?
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact source of the Scholar's madness for centuries, but to no effect. Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can see what that implies. If it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only gods are able to decipher. In other words, it's the source of the god of...
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about who their god is. It's the ability to exercise control over knowledge. It is as if they are cursed with a desire for omniscience and omnipotence that burns in their blood. Some organisms demonstrate phototaxis, and thus orient their entire lives in respect to sources of light. For the sages, their only source of hope is the existence of a deity who... This is but a form of phototaxis. For many scholars, the absence of a god of wisdom means stumbling in the darkness for the duration of their lives.
Then what does Lesser Lord Kusanali mean to you? Is she not a true god present in this world? If you already have a new god...
From the beginning, the Academia has never treated her as a god. When the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, the sages hoped that she would be as wise as Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They found that at the time, she possessed no more intelligence than any ordinary human child. The sages never had a ruder awakening. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali's gnosis had been used to power the Akasha this entire time. By herself, she has neither an Archon's raw power, nor the spectacular... Slowly but surely, people began to forget...
So...
All right, let's try to keep our cool. If everyone's in a bad mood, then let's change our scenery. Raman, give me a few men to help us escort the village keepers back to the village. And these two scholars, they're coming too.
Sure.
Take it easy. The village keepers you found have all been returned to their homes. And each...
The atmosphere... Hey! Say something! Stop spacing out!
Come on, is there nothing left to talk about? In that case, let's all get some water.
Or I can go fetch...
Oh! Paimon's...
Do you have any plans, traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
So you were still withholding some information?
Even though we lived through all of this firsthand, it still feels super surreal to hear you talk about it again.
What a whirlwind of a story. I felt like I was holding...
It seems like there'll be more issues to face in the days ahead than I'd anticipated.
Still, now's a good time to make our next move. Now that Ramon's joined us, we'll be an even stronger team.
It's time to make a plan.
Indeed. These events are a flagrant transgression of the rules.
So,
Crush the sages and rescue our god. That is our ultimate goal.
Well, let's brainstorm a little more about what other
The next time we gather here, we must have a solid plan.
Yep, it'll work out for sure.